Hey kids, are you planning on doing an event this year? UCanEvents.com. UCanEvent.com is the first place you want to go when organizing your conference or event. With UCanEvent.com, attract sponsors within 4 days and watch your ticket sales take off by having your event showcased in virtual reality. Virtual reality. It's real. It's virtual. It's a reality. Available on your iPhone, laptop, or tablet. Share the vision of your event, and at the same time, you can get the best price for your venue rentals, furniture, catering, vendors, entertainers, and everything else that you need for your event. Clowns. No, not clowns. UCanEvents.com. The first place you want to go when organizing your event or conference. All right, let's get to the show.
We're back here in your backyard, and you haven't seen your backyard in a while, have you?
No. 2 weeks of the family European vacation.
Was the Griswolds in Europe? Was it?
Pretty much.
Right on. Yeah. So how'd it go? What happened? What was the best thing?
Paris was awesome.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And then Amsterdam was questionable.
Questionable?
With the family, it was questionable.
Yeah.
And good only there for 2 days.
Yeah.
And then from there, London was beautiful too.
All right.
So, yeah, we were actually the best part of the whole trip.
Yeah.
Was we were there for the World Cup. So
did you? Oh, you weren't in Russia though. So
right, but when we were in London and Paris,
you guys are crazy about soccer,
you just
football.
See the entire city shut down.
Wow, really?
Everything just stops. There's like nothing going on.
Really?
This huge city,
except for the pubs.
Yeah, every pub's packed with people.
Yeah,
but every street's empty. You can drive anywhere you want to go. If you need to go somewhere through the gate, to that 1 hour, that 90 minutes is like ghost town in these huge cities. It was the funnest thing. So we would go to the pubs or at the hotel. We'd watch a couple of the games, and it was so fun.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
People getting into it over there.
It's the best place to ever watch.
Yeah,
football. It's soccer in that case. It's just amazing. So what an experience.
Very cool, man.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Wow.
So,
well, I hope I get to do that one day.
Mm-hmm.
And then your boys had fun?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
To turn them loose, let them go around.
Oh, yeah, as much as we could. Yeah.
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 They get in trouble?
No.
They're
good kids.
They weren't doing it right then.
Yeah.
Well, very cool, man. What did you get to talk with anybody out there about crypto or blockchain or anything?
There was not any conferences going on at the time, so I initially actually was invited to a conference in Germany to speak there, and then about a month before we were flying out, the conference got canceled.
Oh, did it?
So then we did end up not going to Germany, and we just kind of modified our trip within Europe. Yeah. But so it was just they postponed the conference, I think, till like the fall time. So.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, we had to postpone ours also to February.
Okay.
The North American Sports and Blockchain Tour.
Right.
Our conference, blockchain tour, blockchain conference. So, so we're still organizing that one right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody's watching that wants to be a sponsor or a speaker or exhibitor, let us know. Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to get a lot more exciting. Everything gets more exciting with bigger prices.
Yeah.
It's like gold and silver.
Yeah.
When things are on sale, constantly on sale, and they never go up in price, no one's interested.
No.
But when the price starts going up, I remember we used to do conferences for gold years ago when gold was at 1,900, 1,800, 1,700, and it was just like thousands of people would show up at a conference. And then we did one about 2 years ago, and like 300 people showed up.
Wow. All right. Well.
And that was 2 years ago. So imagine what it would be like now. If you had a gold conference now, I'm not sure how many, specifically talking about gold, and who knows how many people might actually show up.
So what's going on in gold? I don't watch that kind of stuff. So tell me about
gold and silver are the most highly controlled market in the world.
Yeah.
Or manipulated because if gold ever had the sneaking possibility of exploding up in price, that would mean that the opposite to it would be the paper dollar would not have value or would lose value. So it's all a game of smoke and mirrors about keeping the price of the dollar elevated.
Yeah.
Or having it not crash through support lines, and keep the market propped up. So it's just a game of it's an illusionary game of paper, and the real asset classes, gold and silver, are being suppressed and held down.
Yeah.
Simply because of the fact that if they were expensive, then people would want them.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like people would want to go to the conferences and fill all the doors, right? So, but that's about to change, and everything's about to change. And that's one of the reasons, it's kind of nice to have another chat with you, because it's really is, we are getting to a point in time where I've mentioned in multiple of my videos, and I've been very clear about what's been, about the word concept, or not even concept, but the word new era of time.
Yeah.
Now, as crazy as that sounds, but an era is something that describes not like a 10-year period. It describes like multi-hundred-year period of time.
Okay.
And we are sitting at the transition point right now between an old world of paper debt and new world, a new era. I don't want to use new world, new era of time that's going to be encapsulated with real things like gold and silver, and the one instrument that allows people to communicate throughout the entire world with the click of a button, and that's cryptocurrencies. And so those three things are going to be the way of the new era of time. And gold and silver are going to hold extreme value because they're going to all the mechanisms that have been used to hold the price down fail this year. Gold is in a 7-year cycle, so we're staring at today's the 17th of July, and we're in a jubilee year. A jubilee is something that's within the Bible, and it's a 50-year window. So on the 50th year, if the governments of the world don't conform to what was written biblically, God makes it happen anyways. There's really and
no stopping him.
No stopping him.
He's going to do it whether where you want him to or not. Yeah.
and so in a cycle, that's basically called price meeting time. So if a cycle's got a 7-year cycle, you can suppress the price for 6 years, 11 months, and 29 days.
Okay.
But on the 30th day, you're going to lose because you're betting against a cycle that basically wins every time.
So you've seen this happen over and over.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. And so what's happening, including with cryptos right now, it's the same pretty much a pattern, except the cryptos are not going back 6 years in terms of price suppression. They're going back since 6 months, since December of last year. But so when you compress something, at the other end, you get an explosion.
Yeah.
And the bigger the compression, the bigger the explosion.
Okay.
And so, gold is going to explode, and silver is going to explode times 7 of what gold explodes. Just because they've manipulated the price of silver 7 times worse than gold.
Really?
And then the cryptocurrencies, because, if to go back biblically or go back hundreds of years, even thousands of years, gold's always been money. But the thing is paper money, sending wires, has been more economical. And as the world's growing, what's happened? You've got jets and planes, and so the world is kind of uniting.
Yeah.
So it's not just walking to your neighbor's house anymore. Now you text and call everybody, and internet. So gold itself is, even though it will hold substantial monetary value. To buy things across the world, you're going to have the cryptos. That's just what's going to happen. But all three of those are going to be, very powerful this year, because the new era of time involves no paper debt. So the dollar and the paper instruments and the stock markets crash, and then ultimately leading to a bond crash. And all those three, stocks, dollar, and bonds are going to set cryptocurrencies, gold and silver, vertical, explosive. It's and it's like turning on a dam. You plug it up for 7 years, and when you finally turn it on, the water explodes. And that's why cryptos are so important to get involved in this year.
Yeah.
Because when the dam on the other side gets full, yeah, you can put more water in there later, but it's when it's filling up is you want to be there just before it starts filling up. So holding cryptos right now is a time, because when it starts filling up, it's going to fill up with a lot of water, which means, to kind of give you an analogy, that's where you might get multiplications of price. So you buy something for a penny, and it becomes worth $1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's incredible. That's moving something over 2 decimal positions. Or let's say it goes to $10 and you bought it for a penny. That's 1,000%. You know, that's 1,000. That's moving over 3 decimal places.
Yeah.
And you can, if you put $1,000 on that, that's the return is immense.
My gosh,
you know,
yeah.
so people that got involved in Bitcoin years ago, who bought it at 10 cents, you know, or say even $1, when it went to $1,000, that's like $10 million you made on $1,000 investment, right? So the numbers are going to be astronomical or staggering. So this year is going to be an incredible year, and we're just getting started in the price movement. So even like last night when we were chatting last hour, I sent you the email last night and the video.
Yeah.
Within the video, and you've been getting our updates, as well, our private updates. What was the key point in the video was that late in the afternoon, possibly today, Tuesday the 17th, Bitcoin was about to start to take a moonshot or start to go vertical.
Yeah.
And so it's going to basically start to launch and go up. And right around 2 o'clock today, what happened?
Really? At 2?
It just went and did it. It went
I did get like a little alert on my phone. It was like $7,100. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and so from the video and from the chart actions that we've been looking at, the chart specifically talked about the key number was 6,800.
Okay.
And the reason that's so important, if you want to pull this chart, I'll show you this on page 1.
Page 1 here.
You'll see this. It's in an inverted head and shoulders.
Okay.
So what happened in the middle of June? Bitcoin made a left shoulder, came back up to 6,800. Then it dropped.
Couldn't crash through that.
Yeah. So they got stuck. You see, they hit it like 3 times. Then it dropped sharply into point B, which was the head.
Okay.
And that was the 29th of June.
Okay.
And that was at $5,774. And then, per the updates we sent to subscribers, it came back up and it touched 6,800 again.
Wow.
And then we were expecting this final pullback, and it gave it to us perfectly and gave us the right shoulder. And then last Friday, I said, don't be surprised that if by Monday it reverses, by Tuesday we explode. Bitcoin starts to explode. So
you said this when?
On Friday.
You said this on Friday?
Yeah, Friday.
Okay.
So Friday we were looking for a reversal on Friday. We got the reversal Friday.
Okay.
And then by Tuesday of this week, Bitcoin was supposed to break out.
Which is Tuesday.
Which is today.
Yep.
And then most importantly, tomorrow is going to be better than today. So this was only the start. And so we're supposed to have several days of this price action.
Okay.
Vertical. So what happened? And from a trading perspective, this is where the shorts start to get squeezed.
Yeah.
So they're hoping the price is going to go down, but the exact opposite happens. It keeps going higher and higher, and it's going to happen very violently, very quickly.
Is it?
So by this, so a week from today, I think it's about the 23rd, maybe, or of next week, maybe 24th. So a week from today, today being the 17th, do not be surprised if Bitcoin's near $10,000, or it could be higher. So it could, because it's a breakout, and if you look at the chart, see, we've got a triple bottom formation. So last time you and I spoke in April, well, actually, this is when
it was at the end of April.
Yeah,
right?
when we met at the conference when Bitcoin bottomed.
Yep.
And then it came back up into the high in May.
Yep.
And this is what we talked about actually our last video that we chatted about. Remember?
You told me you gave me advice. Make sure that you sell around, I think it was right around the 14th of May or something.
Right. And so from May, I did. And then we were looking for a down cycle into June.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't supposed to go beyond June. It was not supposed to go into July because it's a monthly cycle.
Yeah.
So basically, we had February low, March high, April low, May high, June low, and then July explosion. And so the July move is now, so next target is around 7,700, this blue line here. Mm-hmm. Once it takes out 7,700 to 8,000, then you're really going to see the fireworks go, because that won't stop it. And then it's going to go vertical, and it should go relatively high, kind of heading up towards where it was in January at 18,000 pretty quickly.
Okay.
So it may not get there in July. But the next few weeks, it's supposed to be very, very exciting. The high that we have and I've given you within our charts, that you look at for the subscribers that get it.
Yeah.
We do have a high for August. So the explosion that starts now doesn't end until August.
Really?
Yes. And there's going to be and the cycle indicates we're supposed to have 3 price spikes. So it's not just, that doesn't mean one day. It means multi-day, then a top, a drop, multi-day spike again, and then a drop, and then a third multi-day run to the upside.
Wow.
And the third one's supposed to be more exciting, most exciting of all of them. That's supposed to be in August.
Yeah.
Then it's a little scary because the drop should be pretty sizable after that. So people are getting in late on this one are going to get hurt because when it gets to that top in August, they're going to slam it pretty hard. But then again, that just sets the stage for the next phase. But this is only the first phase of 3 for this year, and then as a year progresses, it's going to be much larger numbers. So this is the time to get in because basically today, the 17th of July, just mark on your calendars as the day Bitcoin broke the bear trend, and it's game on.
Okay, so when is going to be too late to get in?
Well, you're going to have a pullback sizable in August, but then you can get back in August
at the end, yeah,
right?
Right.
So somewhere in August you can get back in. So there's a time point we have in August. There's a specific date.
So before August, what do you?
Well, right now, if you're just like because the flood's about to happen now,
okay.
So getting in like now is important.
Okay. That's
why I even uploaded a video yesterday to the public, and I said, just know that the Bitcoin's in a bull market. It's not a bear market. But this phase is it's called the denial phase. It's not the river in Jordan. It's the denial. Denial.
Yeah, denial. All right.
But in the denial phase, everybody's going to keep saying, "Oh, it's not in a bull market," and so you're not going to get the people. The wise will be in on the game.
Okay. And
everybody else will not be in on the game because they don't believe.
All right.
So
let's see what happens, man. Okay, so what else we got? What else we got here?
So in addition to Bitcoin, there's going to be we talked about the ultimate. So in addition to Bitcoin, we did talk about the other patterns progressing. Let's talk about page 3.
Page 3 here.
Page 3. You can put on the video as well too. But basically, this shows what we were looking at. Okay. And so if you start at point C, you got C, D, E, F, G, and then H and I. I was last Friday.
Okay.
And then now we're shooting up to J.
Got it.
So basically between I and J, we're supposed to have one heck of a move.
Wow.
Vertical. And that's supposed to be now.
That's crazy, man.
And that's just the start of it. So this is just this is just the beginning of what's going to be progressing this year 2018. Now, in addition to Bitcoin, on page 4, there are a few coins. We're not going to show all the coins in our update. We provide 26 coins that we cover. The top coins you'll see right here with ZRX.
Okay. ZRX.
ZRX is a token of the coin.
Okay.
From March into May, it made a 290% gain relative to Bitcoin.
Okay.
So it outperformed Bitcoin by nearly 300%. Okay.
Wow.
And then as of yesterday, the 16th, it's outperforming Bitcoin by 232%.
Wow.
Okay. So that one is one of my favorite coins, just because of its chart that I look at. I look at its pattern, and it's got a beautiful chart pattern. Another coin that we covered within our update pretty closely is Digibyte.
Okay.
And I think we've mentioned that before, but Digibyte from the March-April low, it made 113% move, which is impressive relative to Bitcoin. So it did 100% more than Bitcoin.
Okay.
However, as of yesterday, the 16th, it's up over 142%.
Wow.
Relative to Bitcoin. And again, this is just getting started.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are 2 coins that there's many more. There's 26 that we have within the update, but those 2 coins are going to be one. I believe it's 2 of the big hitters for this year 2018 that are going to far outperform Bitcoin. So, and then from a perspective of charting, that's basically what I wanted to cover today.
Yeah.
But specifically, the key to everything is we are living in a time where this is really exciting. We are living in biblical times as much as, and as hard as that is to believe, we are.
Yeah.
These are biblical times. And in biblical times, biblical things happen. You're going to see price moves that are astronomical, that you have never imagined or cannot imagine.
Yeah.
And it's like gold and silver. This is God's money. God's a little annoyed. I'm sure he's quite a bit annoyed with what's been going on in the world.
Yeah.
Everything that's been going on, especially for the past many years now, has been very ungodly. And God's more than a little annoyed, I'm sure, at this point. And things are about to happen. This is a biblical year. When things happen, God multiplies not by 1 or 2. He multiplies by 30. By 60, by 100. These are numbers that are provided within the Bible.
Yeah.
So imagine some of these coins, forget even the coins, imagine gold and silver multiplying. If silver multiplied by 30, 20 times 30 is $600 silver.
Wow.
Okay?
Okay.
So these are numbers that I believe are coming soon. Whether it may not happen this year, but $600 silver is in the cards because biblically it's very clear 30 multiples of 30 or multiple of 60 are very, very possible and likely because that is how God works. And so 20 times 30 is $600. So in addition to these cryptocurrencies that we've talked about today, the cryptocurrencies, gold, silver, are all key elements of this new era of time, and we are at the doorstep of it, and it's all supposed to trigger between today, which I believe it started in cryptos, into Yom Kippur, which is the 19th of September.
Is it? Okay.
So the 19th, Yom Kippur is a new year, basically. It's a Hebrew, it's a Jewish New Year, but actually that's a misnomer. It's not the Jewish New Year, it's God's New Year. The Jewish calendar, the Jews just happen to use God's calendar.
Oh.
But it's God's calendar used by the Jews.
Yeah.
But it's God's calendar. And so God's New Year is on Yom Kippur, which is the 19th of September.
Okay.
So between now and the 19th, all of these things that I'm discussing with you will become extremely apparent.
Okay, so people should need to watch gold and silver.
Well, not only watch, I think that it's important to
get a position in.
Well, right, because like what if this happens, you have to remember that the paper that you're holding goes in the other direction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're holding gold and silver, if you're holding some cryptocurrencies, you've protected not only yourself but your family.
Yeah.
And then you've protected yourself and your family, and God's going to be involved in this equation, so you're going to be multiple of probably 30 minimum.
Wow.
Okay?
All right.
So Jesus came to save the captives. And the captives are who are the captives? It's all those people who use paper and believe that there's just no hope, and then just everything just controlled and controlled. But ultimately all of this changes.
Yeah.
And it will, and we are in an incredible point in time in our world. We're standing at the doorstep of some major changes, and I'm really glad to chat with you about this.
Yeah, man, this is great.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going, because I've been watching this stuff, and you saved me some heartache from getting out at the right time, and I've got some more coming back in right now, so that's a good time to have this stuff. So and I've never been big into gold or silver. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So that's the whole it seems so. And I guess for people who aren't into crypto, it's probably the same thing. They're like, well, I don't know how to do it. I don't know what to do. But I mean, back whenever I was a kid, we didn't have the internet to go look at YouTube and things like that to figure out how to buy Bitcoin or how to buy gold or how to buy silver. It was only the rich people had it or whatever.
Well, right. And the thing is with gold, like, you really don't need to go buy gold, because silver, if you are listening and you go, okay, gold's going to go up, silver's going to do what gold does times 7. So it's going to do a multiple of what gold does. And so it's so easy to go buy gold. You just look on your Google, local coin shop.
Yep. Yep.
But they don't tell you how to do all this.
No, they don't. No.
And even like the cryptocurrencies, they've made it so difficult to go buy them.
Yeah.
And meaning that, like, if somebody like a whale or somebody wanted to go drop $1 million on cryptos, it's not that easy.
No. You don't just go down to the crypto store and buy some.
Right, because they put caps and limits on how much you can put in and all these things. So they're trying to really control and not let people really get in on the party.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Because trust me, this is going to be a party.
Yeah.
And if it goes to which direction I think it's going to go, I think you and I are going to have a big party at the end of the year.
Well, Coinbase is going to have to open up their wallets for me to be able to put more into it, because they've got me. Everyone has their little cap
limits,
on
their
it.
caps. But
it keeps going up.
Yes.
I've been in it long enough to where I'm higher than a lot of people.
Right,
So,
but you can do some homework, and there's an exchange called Gemini.
Okay.
.com.
Okay.
And again, I have no relationship to them, but I know I've personally used them. Other people I know use them, and I think they don't have caps, or the caps are way higher than what Coinbase has.
Okay.
So if people listening out there
Check
that
it
want to
out.
get a little more involved, Gemini's and their fees I think are a lot lower.
Really? Okay. Yeah. 'Cause
Substantially.
Coinbase seems to be.
Oh yeah, that's not fun.
No.
Yeah. Every time you do a transaction, they take a piece of the pie.
Yeah, and I noticed that when I first got in, I moved stuff here and there, and before I knew it, I'm like, where's all my money go?
Yeah.
And it was in the freaking fees. Yeah, that was a wake up call.
Yeah,
So.
and I've noticed that the Gemini's fees are they're very, very small.
Yeah.
And so there's other exchanges, but so do your homework on different exchanges of where you
Okay.
can get involved. But those are two that I'm aware of.
Okay. Well,
So, yeah.
wonderful, man. So when are we going to do this again? What's the next milestone you think we should be talking about?
Got a high coming in August.
Okay.
So we'll do it right around the high.
Which would be.
Well, I'm not going to give you the date right now.
Okay. All right.
And we'll do it just after the high.
All right.
So then, you'll know about it. We'll do it probably the day after the high,
Okay.
or day of the high.
Will you? Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do the day of the high, but then you can post the video 2 days later.
Okay. Good.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
Okay.
All right. You heard it here, guys. All right. Well, good talking with you, man.
Thank you so much,
All
Dean.
right.
I appreciate it.
All right, bud.
Bye.